Hello everybody and welcome back for another episode of My Chaotic Budget. My name is Sandra and on this channel we do all things budget related when it comes to mine and my husband's paychecks. And in this episode I'd like to get into what we're going to do differently for the second quarter of 2025 when it comes to our budget. I think that it's very important that as you continue to track, as you continue to monitor your budget, as you keep to see what you need to adjust, you also need to understand what is working and what is not. And so I'm going to go ahead and share with you what I'd like to try in the second quarter of 2025, which is for April, May, and June. And we're going to see if we stick with it because, of course, I am somebody who flip-flops a lot when it comes to my planning style, but I kind of like the fact that I can do whatever I like when it comes to my planning. That's just me. Okay, so right here you're going to see this is my Moterm. I absolutely love it. I'm so happy when my husband bought it for me. It is amazing. It houses my budget by paycheck workbook. And this is something that I absolutely believe in and something that I want to continue to use. This is not going to change. This is something that I use to house all of our personal information, and it's not something that I share freely with everyone. But I have been using my little notebook here. This notebook is where I have been keeping track of all of our paychecks. Very similar to the way that this is. However, it's very bullet journal style, as one of my subscribers mentioned, Monique. Yes, from Medora's Budgets. I love watching her channel, and she called it bullet journal style, and it's very true. I think it is very similar to bullet journal. And so I've just been kind of like looking at this and I'm like, I love this. I will continue to use this. However, I do think what I'll do is that this is going to be like my messy budget. I think that this is where I'm going to do all of like the messiness in a sense. So I'll write things out and I'll see how they look. And then because I want to share with you guys the way that I use my budget workbook, I am actually planning on using this. Now this is old, but I got it on clearance a while back when Happy Planner had their sale, and I got it for really cheap. But this is what I want to show you. So I had the budget by paycheck workbook digital format. I purchased it, I think back in either November or December for $10. I thought it was absolutely good to have because I wasn't sure if in 2025 I was going to go digital and use my iPad or if I was going to go paper and use the spiral. I wasn't really sure which way I was going to go, but as you can see, I have been using the actual workbook, the physical workbook. I've been using it almost religiously, but I thought I'd use this to show to you all how I do it myself. So in April, this is what I'm going to show you guys. So like I said, I'll continue to have my little notebook. I'll continue to have this. This is where I'm going to kind of plan out our budget and see where things are. But then, why is my printer... Okay, let me just tell you real quick. My husband recently bought me a brand new printer. We used cash. It was not on credit, so that's just good. Because I wanted to print stuff out. Because my other printer was being a jerk. Like, for the past year, my printer has been a jerk. And you know how that goes. When you're in a bad relationship, you need to learn how to say, get out of here. So I did that with that other printer. And my husband got me a new one. But this one makes random noises throughout the day. And I was like, okay. Anyway. Here it is. This is the budget by paycheck workbook, but printed out. And I wanted to share it with you guys because this is what mine looks like, but I don't have all of the details of the things that I don't share with you guys on here. And that's one thing that was keeping me from sharing it with you all was that, you know, having things on there that I couldn't share. I know that this might be like double work, but this is really good to do on a Sunday, at least in my opinion. The other one is something that I would do on the day-to-day, but this one I can always update on the weekend, and then that way it gives me something to kind of go to. But you can see I do use several different things. This is of course my April calendar. I have all of my bills listed. My bills are highlighted by the color of which check is going to cover those bills. You'll see that we have our paydays listed as well. We have everything color coordinated. That's what I like about this. So the March 26th paycheck, that's what you can see over here. I know it's a little bit blurry because it's so far away, but March 26th paycheck is colored in purple highlighter. So all of the bills that are in purple are going to be covered by that check. And then of course we have this aqua color right here. So the April 9th check is going to cover all of those bills that are highlighted. And then of course for April 23rd, that's going to be all of these in this neon yellow. And so all of those bills will be covered. And this is how I do it in my own, but it's just not showing the things that I can't show you. But I love this because I get to share with you how I do it. And so that's what I'm going to show. That's what this is for, just to show you guys. And then this is what our paycheck tracker looks like. And you can see it's the exact same thing. Let me show you, as I do here, but now you can see it how I would do it in my budget by paycheck workbook. And I think this is super cool because now I can actually show you guys, okay, here's where we put the rollover, here's what it actually was, and then we pay off our bills. We do all of this here, groceries, etc. Everything that I have here. You know, I think that this is awesome because then I can also share with you how I plan to do my cash breakdown. You know, I don't know why I didn't think of doing this before, but this is for Q2. And like I said, I do flip-flop a lot. So when I do that, that means, of course, I could change my mind and I could decide to go a different route. But I thought I'd try to get as close to what I actually do and share it with you all, because I feel like I don't share everything, but I want to share the method that I use. And I think that's super important. I think it is so important to know how somebody is doing their budgeting, because then you can learn from it. At least that's how I see it. So this is how we're going to this is how I'm going to show you guys how we budget in the second quarter. Hopefully we can, you know, maintain this, and then that way we have a lot more to share, a lot more to talk about, and then we can keep track of things together. And I think this is awesome. So let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Make sure you like, you comment, you subscribe, and then that way we can stay on this journey together, and you can see my my process, and if I get things done the way that I say I'm gonna get them done. All right, guys, that's all I've got for you today. We'll get more into details as the checks start coming in. All right, guys, I gotta go. Bye.